next we're going to do something fun, and like I said, I think that, oh, and first of all, I want to apologize. I tried a new method for me. I don't like no cards. I'm sorry. I'm going back to my PowerPoints. I'm like, where was I? So I apologize, but next time you won't have a choppy presentation, I promise. So don't always, like at a restaurant, go with what you know, right? So I'll go with what I know next time. So conflict resolution strategies. Acknowledge, ask, and adapt. And so about a week ago, I was really kind of diving into this. And I've been trying it on my husband, and it is amazing. I mean, it really is amazing. I'll tell you that. So recognizing the difference in your thoughts and just stating what you're thinking. Stating what you're thinking, not even making about them, is just so important. And usually, the difference is it's often culture. So with an adult, it's usually done verbally. So you're just going to acknowledge what you're thinking. And then you're going to ask, respectfully ask the adult for more information in order to more fully understand and clarify the issue. Sometimes that asking is just so amazing because sometimes they don't recognize even you're doing it, or they don't even know that there's a situation. So it's really powerful just to ask. And then you're going to adapt. You're going to seek out common ground when possible, and you're going to come to resolution. Or maybe you're going to agree to disagree, but you're going to come to some sort of conclusion. So either you're going to come to a resolution through mutual understanding, negotiation, so you're going to meet in the middle, or they're going to see that, wow, I really need to make a change, and you're going to give the family some education or some resources, and they're going to kind of help themselves. Or you as a teacher are going to change, and you're going to say, well, okay, maybe I didn't know that, or I need to change what I'm thinking, or maybe it's my own beliefs that are coming into play here. Or no resolution, which is not good for anybody, because then no one's happy. You're not getting the change that you want, and the child's not getting the best interest for them, so it's not actually good. So with negotiation, it's not a question of giving up everything we know, it's a question of balancing what we know and what the parents knows, and figuring out together what would be the best interest of the child. And lots of times, especially from a parent standpoint, you can say anything to anybody, it's on your approach. I really truly believe that. You can tell anything to anybody, but it's on your approach. And if you come to a parent and you really do have a concern and you want to give them information or resources, lots of times you'll get that, oh God, that's a great idea, or I didn't know that. I didn't know that the research supported that. But once you give them that information, it's completely a big change. To give you an example, my sweet husband, Everett didn't want to finish his homework. He wanted to wait for Dad. So he had come home from a workout, and he's really busy. He does construction. He sits at the table, and he's like, okay, gotta focus. And I'm thinking, okay, 6. What does focus mean? He has no clue. He's driving me crazy. And I'm in the shower, and all I can hear is focus. Gotta focus. So finally, Everett went to bed, and the door shut, and I said, so what do you think Everett hears when you say focus?
It is a good word.
Yeah, right, exactly. Well, he keeps telling me he's got the scratch on his finger, and he doesn't have a scratch, and he just got to get this done. I'm like, but Everett requested you to do it. And I said, so, do you think he really wanted to just sit down and have you tell him to focus? Or what did you think he was asking that for? Well, I don't know, I just had a workout. I'm like, no, what do you think Everett wanted from him? All about him. Well, I didn't even think about that. I'm like, well, really, I think he wanted some quality time with you. And so really just kind of pulling up, then he was kind of thinking, oh man, I was rushing through that. And I go, yeah, I know. Yeah. He's like, so, yeah, and he wasn't even listening. He kept saying he got his finger. Everett, it's such a faker. He's totally faking it. I go, man, I don't know. I go, well, do you think he's faking it? I said, how long do you think it would have taken to get a Band-Aid? He said, well, just a minute. I go, and then you guys would have been set, right? Would have got the Band-Aid, it'd been fine. But then once he kind of thought about it, the next morning, Everett woke up and said, told you I had a scratch. He didn't, what do you mean? So I took a picture of his little finger casually and sent it to Jerry. And I said, oh, I feel so bad. I feel so bad. Goodness gracious. But once he kind of was asking some of these questions, kind of like figuring out his head, he's like, man, that's being a real jerk. It's like, yeah, you were. You're being drill sergeant. You focus. Goodness gracious. So I really do think that when you do just kind of ask some questions, really, sometimes they come to their own kind of conclusion with it. It's really amazing. It really does. It's amazing. So this is a fun activity. We're gonna split up into 2 groups, so we'll just go like that is perfect. So we're gonna practice acknowledge, ask, and adapt. So I'm gonna give you guys, actually, Brooke and I are gonna demonstrate. We're gonna do a demonstration.
Lucky you.
Okay. I do need one, but I have one too. Okay, you can grab mine. So, this is Brooke's favorite.
We should make Jessica.
So I'm going to read you guys the scenario so you know what's happening. So Sunshine Center's parent handbook clearly outlines the center's policy that parents must have their children to the center by 9 a.m. at the latest. All parents review the policy with the director before enrolling their child. 4-year-old Brianna is scheduled to attend the Sunshine Center 5 days a week from 8 through 6. Her mother, Maria, has been inconsistent with the time of her arrival to the center. It ranges from 8 to 9:30 a.m. on any given day. The classroom teacher has spoken with Brianna's mother at drop-off and her pickup on a few occasions, gently reminding her of the center's policy and asking her to please try to be there before 9 a.m. Maria agreed to try to get her daughter to school on time, but told the teachers that it is hard to get Brianna to cooperate in the morning. So we're going to kind of demonstrate this ask, acknowledge, and adapt. All right, so. Hi, Maria.
Hi.
Thanks for coming today. I've noticed that there are many days that you arrive after 9, yet sometimes you come on time.
Yeah, I mean, I figure we're here. It's all good. As long as she gets here, right? That's what's important.
Well, is there a reason that you're sometimes late?
What's late?
Well, you know, center policy that they're here before 9 a.m.
We have to take the bus to get here. There's only 2 buses that come from my house, and one at 8 a.m. and that is super early, and Brianna just really hates getting up in the morning, and quite frankly, so do I. So the only other bus gets us here at 9:30, so sorry.
I understand. You know, I've noticed that when she does get here on time, she just has such a better day.
Really?
Yeah, that morning circle time is super important for her. If she keeps missing it, I'm just afraid she's going to have a bad day. So is there something maybe, you know, maybe you could bring her breakfast and she could eat it here, or so we could save her some breakfast from our morning and she can eat breakfast here at the center?
Well, that would help a lot, because breakfast and getting ready and dressed and making the bus stop on time, that's a lot of work. And maybe we could try it. I just have such a hard time, like, just getting dressed in the morning. It just takes forever.
I know, sometimes kids can get really just, you know, distracted and they need to focus. So maybe I can make you a picture schedule and I can really help you with that.
Well, what's a picture schedule?
It's going to show her each step that she needs to do to get ready in the morning. Just little pictures she can do and it's step-by-step directions.
Oh, well, she likes picture books. I'd be willing to try that.
That's great, and if you need help, I can teach you how to use it. I would be happy to come over and bring it with me and I can teach you right in your house how to do it.
That'd be awesome.
All right. Okay, great. So let's do that then. We'll start doing that breakfast and a picture schedule.
Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Yay. So we got to meet in the middle, right? So we're going to do 2.
Brooke, you are so cute.
I know, she even has the voices.
You know, but you stood up there the whole time doing this.
All right? And to give you an example, so from her perspective, on the sheet it said she really hates talking to the teachers about it. She just, you know, who wants to talk about it? They kind of know what they're doing. It's
Right.
like, okay, I don't really want to talk about that. You know, with Cindy, so my Everett, first time mom, I didn't know what I was doing, and so every time he'd cry, I would nurse him, and so even if he wasn't hungry, that was my comfort, and then I was at home with him, and he's my new baby, and he'd fall asleep on my chest, and I'd lie there and look at him. So he goes to Cindy's house, and she's like, you know, Everett's having a really hard time napping. And I'm like, oh, he is, kind of like, oh. So she's like, back. So poor Cindy, and I really was out of ideas. She's like, if you could really try this, these are some ideas, tried it, no, not gonna happen. So I said, you know, I can, because sometimes I'd get him to sleep on me and I kind of like scoot him down on the couch and it'd be great. So I go, well, I can get him to nap on the couch. And she kind of looked at me like, okay, but she was really gracious about it. She said, okay. So from then on out, Amber was teaching preschool at the bottom of Cindy's house in the basement. And so the poor moms would come in to drop off their kids, and he had that tracheomalacia, so that floppy trachea. So it sounds like he's choking something. This awful snore. So these parents are like, is he okay? And she's like, oh, shh, don't wake him up yet, but he's good. But she made that accommodation. She let him nap on her couch. I was like, thank you so much. Yeah, so we had to meet in the middle. So we have issue, no nap, and pushing or hitting. So I'm gonna, you guys pick which one you guys want to do. Pushing or hitting or no nap. Yeah, pushing and hitting, pushing and hitting, and no nap.
Go big, go big.
So you guys are gonna pick someone to be a reader. You're gonna read the scenario to the group. Then you're gonna pick someone to be a parent. Maybe someone is a dad. Maybe someone's a mom. You're gonna just kind of choose your roles, and then you're gonna have someone report back to the group. And then after that, well, before you report back to the group, then we're gonna do a role switch. I think it's so nice to see the other perspective. So I'll give you guys. Let's start with 5 minutes, and if you guys need more time, then we're gonna switch roles, and then we'll report back after that.
All of the perspectives.
Do you guys have any questions? I'm sorry, Jessica, you had a question?
Yes, so we're going to read the whole thing first. And then
So just read the perspective at the top, and then whoever is the family member, then you read your own perspective. It's kind of nice to do it that way. So are there any other questions?
Wait a second, okay. So you want us to read both of the two different perspectives?
They're both the same on the one side. So this is the issue, so you can read the issue out loud, and then whoever's the teacher is going to read the teacher perspective.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.